Psalm 27 is like a remarkable testimony of David's confidence in the Lord. At the top, he expresses a theme, or at least alludes to it, and we've seen this over and over again through the Psalms to this point. The idea that the Lord is David's stronghold. Other terms that we have seen are tower, refuge, and this idea of the Lord being our refuge. David expresses in Psalm 2, at the end of Psalm 2, we see that clearly expressed when David says, "Blessed are all who take refuge in the Lord." And this theme we see developed over and over again in the Psalms. You can see several of the scriptures that I point out here on the right-hand side. Several of these scriptures we've already seen to this point, and we will see this idea spoken of over and over again. I've provided a few more scriptures that we have not even reached yet. And even beyond that final one that I've listed there, Psalm 348, there are additional scriptures that refer to the Lord being our refuge, our tower of strength, our stronghold, the one that we can go to over and over again. As I read and reflect upon this psalm, I can almost see a sermon popping out from amongst its thoughts. When the wicked advance against me to devour me, and so forth, David says in the second stanza, it is as if he is instructing his readers, his listeners, do not fear your attackers. When David says, one thing I ask from the Lord, this only do I seek, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to gaze on the beauty of the Lord and to seek him in his temple. It is as if David is saying, when you are dealing with false accusations, seek fellowship with the Lord. This idea of dwelling in the house of the Lord. Hopefully you can remember that we've already seen this in Psalm 23:6, where David expresses his confidence that the Lord is with him and that ultimately he will dwell in the Lord's house forever. This idea of seeking the Lord comes through not only in this psalm, but in other psalms. In fact, the whole idea of our being able to go to the Lord as our refuge alludes to this idea of our being able to seek the Lord in and through every situation. Later on in the psalm, we see David expressing the same idea. My heart says of you, I will seek his face. I think of Jesus' teaching as expressed in Luke 11:9, where he tells his disciples, ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock. For everyone who asks receives, the one who seeks finds, and the one who knocks, the door will be opened. I can hear the Messiah speaking this prayer in my own thinking as David expresses it. He looks forward to the Messiah fulfilling these requests, expressing this great statement of joy and confidence that the Messiah indeed will express such confidence, such praise for his people. And because his people are in him, they also can experience and ask God, express to God such confidence in the same certainty. As I was reflecting on this psalm being a sermon, I see two other ideas coming through. The notion that we can ask for mercy and direction and that we can be confident in God's goodness. Indeed, this is a great psalm of David's victory, a psalm that expresses Jesus Christ's confidence that he knew, that he believed in himself, that he practiced in our behalf. Hebrews 5:7 looks back on such psalms as this where the writer of Hebrews says, during the days of Jesus' life on earth, he offered prayers and petitions with fervent cries and tears to the one who could save him from death, and he was heard because of his reverent submission. There are times, I hope, when each of us can express such confidence as Psalm 27. And if you ever face a situation in which you just absolutely are sure that you are going to conquer and you don't even know how to express it, but you are certain that the Lord will come through and advocate in your behalf and stand for you in your defense and attack the enemy because of his attacks against you. This is a psalm to go to. We can see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. Be strong and take heart and wait for the Lord. This psalm ends. Indeed, if you believe in Jesus Christ, if you look forward to the Messiah, the ultimate reigning king, as did David, take this confidence with me, and together let's express such joy and praise to the Lord that we know he will in fact answer.